Hi everybody, it's Chris, and welcome to another video by the Infinity System. This time around we're tackling those nasty headaches that all systems are subject to. The nasty ones that cripple you for the day and make you want somebody to put you out of your misery. Not in a self-harming way, but they're that bad. So what are those? What causes them? Well, we can tell you both. They're called T.I.T.H headaches. Transitional Interpersonality Thunderclap Headache, and they are an extreme variety of the thunderclap or cluster headaches. So what are they exactly? Well, it's an abrupt, severe headache that is caused by rapid fluctuations in cranial blood pressure. Cranial meaning your head and your brain. A network of blood vessels surround the brain, and changes in blood pressure will squeeze it and relax, and squeeze and relax, and you can see where this would cause the headache. But what is blood pressure? Well, your heart is a pump, and as it contracts or tightens, it squishes the blood through your body through tubes called arteries. Think of them as flexible, bendy straws, but inside of you. When it expands again, the heart, the blood is drawn back into the heart. Now we're greatly simplifying this whole process for time's sake. Now the pressure on the arteries, or the straws, is your blood pressure. Too much pressure on the straws and up, just like that balloon. So why does switching cause blood pressure changes? Well, there's many reasons, but the basics all come back to the stress response cycle, the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. During this cycle, your body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, which increases your heart rate, which then increases your blood pressure. So how is the best way to maybe minimize this? Well, cooperative switching lessens the stress response cycle, and it lessens the effects as your heart rate maintains a more constant rhythm. This is when you all cooperate. This also allows your brain to adapt to using the new frequencies and brainwave patterns that the alters that are coming in have. Now this might sound far-fetched, but there is actual scientific proof to show that there is varying brainwave patterns between alters, and we'll go into that more later. So on the other side, if we've got cooperative switching, which lessens the effects, well, how about hard switching, or forced switching, or rapid switching? Now, if the host or the fronting personality is resistant to a switch, they may make efforts actively or passively to suppress the alter wanting to front. This would be hard switching. Now, obviously, this is going to increase the effects of blood pressure as the heart rate fluctuates and accelerates as the body moves into that fight instinct rather than relaxing as it is with, cooperative switching. Now, this can actually have other effects on the system as a whole as the blood pressure fluctuates. Some of these effects include different eyesight. There's long been reports that different alters will require glasses or not require glasses. We tried this experiment ourselves with all our alters and didn't get enough data to be conclusive. There really wasn't that much difference between all of our eyesights, but in researching the T.I.T.H's, we did find out that there was a study done that showed that differing visual acuity between alters may be caused by these same blood pressure changes. The study documented data on optical differences from 20 patients with DID, and then compared this data with data from 20 NT controls, those without DID or dissociative condition. They discovered that there were significant differences between the two groups and among the different personalities in the patient group when testing for visual speed, visual acuity, refraction, muscle eye balance, and peripheral vision. So there is actually some hard data for that. Differing EEG frequencies between alters have been observed. One case showed that out of 10 alters present in a system, 4 had significant differences in the beta and theta brainwave bands. These same studies were then repeated 2 months later and showed the same results. Now, beta waves are small, fast brain waves that are associated with a state of mental, intellectual activity, and outwardly focused concentration, when you really kick the intellect into high gear, as it were, like puzzle solving. Now, theta waves are long, slow brain waves associated with creativity, intuition, daydreaming, sound familiar, and is a repository for memories, emotions, and sensations. So it's interesting to see the different alters having these various and different EEG readings, some being on the more intellectual side with the beta, and then the theta on the more creative side. So interesting data that is out there. So again, this is all caused by the blood pressure changes during the switches. Now this is, again, we stress importance, take TITHs seriously, because extreme rapid changes in blood pressure can make it go pop, and that's a very bad thing. Guarantee you that an embolism is going to mess up your day a lot more than going and laying down. The TITHs, and you can tell when they're coming on, are generally located over the right and or left temple areas, and also both for that matter. Now, TITHs can occur before a switch, during a switch, or after, and they can just strike without warning. Now, the duration of the TITH can be brief or can persist after the switch for up to several hours, depending upon the severity. So, how do we prevent or minimize the effects of these? Well, most of them you will probably know already and practice as part of your regular routine, or should. The tools are there to be used. These include self-care activities. We won't go over them because everyone knows and they've been covered before. Soothing activities, sitting down with a movie that you're familiar with, something like that. Again, some of these will fall under the self-care categories. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, which we do ourselves, help any breath, mind, body, meditation, mindfulness, adequate rest, and sleep. This is a tough one for systems, and particularly trauma victims, because our sleep cycles have been permanently wrecked. And not only that, but when the body tones down, the mind starts to move into the resting phase at night. Generally, that's when some of the alters decide, hey, it's my time, and I'm going to go do what I want, which is one of the reasons we constantly have bags under our eyes. So yeah, what else will help? Diet. A happy body, a happy system. And again, this requires cooperation. Alters need to understand that the body has needs over personal choices. For example, if someone is lactose intolerant, other people shouldn't eat huge bowls of cereal at night and then leave the other person to deal with the after effects the next day. Thank you very much, guys. Yes, something that we've currently been working on. So the body needs have to come over personal preferences. We're all living in the same body, and all of this goes towards minimizing the chances of the TITHs. But, and again, smooth switching versus the co-conscious agreement, an attempt to get alters not to push. Some may not even realize that they're doing it, i.e. the littles. Now, all of this helps to minimize the vascular changes, the blood pressure changes in your brain. And you can think of it as easing into a switch. But what if it's already too late? What if you've had a hard switch, or what if suddenly, for whatever reason, somebody slams to the front, or you slip out, and all of a sudden you feel it start, one of those start, and you're going, oh my God, no. Well, what do? Stop, drop, and snore. Ibuprofen. Hydration. Make sure to drink enough water. Dark and dim environments help. We like to go in and pull all the drapes and whatnot and turn on some white noise if we can stand it. And the last thing, sleep. Your body knows what to do, and it will reset itself naturally most of the time. Now, if you are severely concerned, or if you've had a very traumatic session or something like that, a very traumatic switch or flashback, and you have a partner, have them check in on you and monitor you. Not wake you up, but just make sure that you're still sucking in air. So these are all good things to do. So we've learned about TITHs, what they are, why they're caused by the blood pressure changes in the veins, how to minimize them, some of the after effects of those same blood pressure changes, and finally how to treat them once you've actually got them. So hopefully this information and these tips will help you to recognize the next time that the TITH strikes. Not that we really need many hints to know that, but at least now you'll know why and what to do in order to lessen the effects and hopefully to avoid one altogether in the future. Go ahead and sound off in the comment section below with your guys' thoughts and any tips or tricks that you might have to help deal with these terrible headaches. And had you ever heard of them before at all? We'd like to thank all of you for subscribing and tuning into the channel. We ask that you do click like, share, and subscribe. It helps to drive the algorithm in our favor. And as always, and the most important thing, we'd like to remind you that you are loved, that you are strong, and that you are not alone. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching.